Hello and good morning, my friends. This is Marta from Drop of Sunshine and welcome at my studio. Today I'm coming to you with a lovely design for a wedding card. I already started making a card, but then I just thought, why not put the camera on and show you the whole process. I have a lot of different dies. Today's project is all about die cutting, and I love it very much, so I've decided to combine some of my favorite dies and turn them into nice project. I'm having a base, this just a regular card base, 8 by 8 inches, and then I grab a few of the dies. The dies I'm using are from Herflet Creation, Spellbinder, Creative Expression, and Tonic Studio. So as you can see, there's a lot going on. I'm also having some additional dies for leaves and the flowers. And here's my color scheme. I'll be using this white pearl paper, which I already embossed, and then I'm having some silver, pinkish and green color accent to dress up my card. I want the card to be nice, subtle, like a pastel color elements. I create myself some foie Miran flowers. Here you can see them, and then I cut those wedding couples. But because it wasn't standing out as much as I wanted, so I did the second die cut from the black cardstock, and I will just do a shadowing on that die cut piece. So here you can see I've got a mat which is 6 by 6 inches, that little square, and I also did some additional die cutting on the corners, and I've cut myself a little sentiment, and then I will be now securing the edges. You can see I was cutting them with the Tonic Studio die, these corners, but I don't want to silver to show up. I want to have them in white because I want to have this nice white on white look, and then have the teeny tiny silver border. So this is what I did, and now I am just backing those holes with the white cardstock. I'm also having this intricate die which was coming off from the corner, and I keep them aside, and once I have this white pieces glue, I will glue them back on a place. This die comes from the daffodil die from the Tonic Studio, and it's this lovely circle with the additional corner dies which are matching the same design, and I'm gonna be using them both on my today's project, and the circle and the corners as well. So as you can see, I am just attaching all those four corners. I've made sure, that's why I use the pencil to make sure I have enough space, and there will be no silver peeking out from underneath. And once it's ready, I will be able to attach it to this silver mat I prepare. And here you can see there are those intricate corners I cut out using this Tonic Studio die. And as you can see, by doing this little extra step, I've managed to create myself some interest to the corner, and it's very subtle because if I would leave it with the silver cardstock, it will be just like very visible, almost shouting. And because I did it on white look, it's very subtle, but at the same time it's adding this extra finish touch, which I think whenever you make something like you want to make a special card, you want to make that extra step just to make the card look even fancier, and that way whoever will receive the card, they will know there is a labor of love, I so call it, and I really like to do that. And now I'm using double-sided tape just to add my piece to the silver mat I prepared earlier, and the sizes, the card base is 8 by 8 sizes, and the silver and the white mat are just teeny tiny smaller. I think it's a 1/8 of the inch smaller, just to give it a nice little border and something additional. Once you look on a card, there's a additional layer, so it makes it looks even more like finished. And once I have it, then I will be working on this smaller 6 by 6 base, which I will glue to the front of my card. And now you can see I am attaching this little embossed piece to the silver mat, and that way I have this nice composition, and they both, this little square and the larger one, they both has this nice frame, and this is something which makes the card really stand out. And those all those elements, they just add to the texture and interest. And I also cut myself 4 of those regal borders from the Herflet Creation die, and I will be arranging them all over the sides, all 4 sides of this little square. I'm just gluing them, making sure everything looks nice and even, and that way I will achieve this effect of having this lacy border like all around this little square. I really must tell you that I love how it turned out. This Herflet Creation die is so nice, and I love how it peeking through underneath this little square, and it's just lovely. And I think it's a nice combination, the white color with this subtle lovely light pink pastel. I think it just looks amazing, and this is one thing, the color make your cards as well. And I feel many times that if you're using too many like shouty colors, I don't know, like everyone's taste is different, and but to me, if I have too many colors combined together, it's just like it doesn't look right to me. I rather prefer to have this romantic style, like light combination. I'm also working with a dark color, don't get me wrong. It's just that I feel sometimes you need to keep a balance, and too many colors, I don't like introducing them unless it's a project design. It's like a rainbow color order or something, but I'm trying to stick to one, maybe 2 colors the most, and then enrich it with the silver or gold accent. And I think this is the best combination. It works for me, at least. I'm having that circle, which I cut using some circle dies. I'm also using a set of the Prescott circle dies here. They are a little bit larger because the largest one is actually 8x8 size, and that's the great investment, because the Tonic Die Studio, they only have the die which cut me the white frame, but because I wanted to have a silver one just to match it up with the frames from the squares, I use additional circle dies and cut myself a wider frame. I'm taking few of the leaves dies, and what I like to do, there's like a berry design amongst them. I like to take my either Nuvo drops or Viva Decor pens, some of those kind of finishing touches, and add little drops to the berry branches. I think it just adds something, and once you look closer, you cannot see it like on the camera, but once you have the card in a real world and you look on it, this actually adds a lot of dimension to the card, and some sort of a dynamic. There's something more than just a paper on a card. And because I had this lovely like a salmony pinkish color which was exactly matching my paper, I thought I will use it here because it's a nice accent and nice thing to do. And once my little berries are drying, I could proceed with my card. I'm just gonna attach this square with the help of some double-sided tape, and I think I'll be using some hot glue here as well. And I'm also using a little bit of the foam tape all around the circle, and it's just to give them additional dimension, something to, you know, make it stand out even more, and that way it also adds interest to the card. and I really like to do that. Just have like 2-3 layers and separate them with the help of the foam. It really makes the card more dimensional, and it's just something I like to do. And now you can see I am trying to get this shadowing effect by gluing the black wedding couple underneath the white one. And this is something I use it quite often, especially if I add, die cut pieces white on white or something like that. And sometimes I want to have this focal point, something which will, really stand out. So it's a nice technique. It doesn't have to be black, could be silver or some other shades. I just decided to make it black because I want to have this wedding couple really standing out from my composition. And besides, I want to use the silver card on this little gate I cut from this spellbinder die. And if I would use the same silver cardstock for the wedding couple to shadow it, this couple will actually disappear like the shape on the top of the wedding gate. I just cut a little bit of this wedding couple die cut piece on the bottom because I want to fit it nicely to the circle, and I don't want this bottom of the wedding dress peeking underneath the circle. I just want to fit it nicely in this little circle area which is in the middle, and that's why I've decided to chop it off. But I think it looks really nice this way because it's like a photo frame, like a focal point for my card. And now I could attach all those elements together, so I'm having this big 8x8 almost base with this fancy corners. Then I am gluing this smaller 6x6 side piece with this lovely like a lacy border all over, like all four sides. And then on the top of that I will adding this circle frame, and I think those three together, they really make this pretty design, and you don't really need a lot to make the card pretty. I mean, I'm using a lot, but I don't have any like design paper. It's just a white, pink color and a silver cardstock. This is a 3-color paper, and that basically making my cards using all the fancy dies. And on top of that, to finish my card, I will be using a lot of the other bits like leaves, flowers, everything I could find on my die cut. Like I've got the whole box fill it with different dies, and I'm always like digging through it to try to find the proper design. And for this card, I know I was looking for all dies, anything I could use. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna use it, and I'm gonna use it. I'm adding some silver ribbon. I have this lovely like a glittery effect ribbon. I really like it, and I will be making the bow in my favorite techniques. You should know it by now that I like to shape my bow in a hand and then use the florist wire to secure it. Before, for many years, I was actually tying the bows like normal traditional way, but one time when I try with this florist wire, I never go back, because I think once I secure it that way, I could always add another loop of the ribbon in the center and just pretend that it was make it like traditional way. But this way I think the ribbon just looks much prettier, and it's you are able, by shaping it in the hand and securing with wire, you are able to actually make it more even and just looking nicer. I'm having a sentiment. I use my printer just to print the name for the wedding couple, and then I use this gray ink to print it. It's not black, it's gray. And I'm using some of the silver paper as well to bucket. At first I scored a card because I thought I will be making an easel card, but I actually decided to make it just a normal card. But that's not a big deal as well. I glued just both part and left it as it is. And then because I had the scoring line peeking from underneath, like once you open the card you could see the scoring line, I just put a little envelope over there, and you cannot really say it, you think that this scoring was a part of a design. Just something to let you know that I'm sometimes changing my mind. I think I know what I'm gonna be doing, but then I'm just changing my mind. So here you can see I just added to the top bit, but then I will glue the rest together as well later on, because I want to have it as a normal card, not the easel card. And now it's time to work on the bow, but my ribbon is really like creased, so I've decided to grab my teeny tiny hair straightener and just iron it a little bit. And I'm so happy. I bought that hair straightener one time on a supermarket. It was on reduced to clear, and I was like, oh, I'm not really straightening my hair at all because they're straight as wires themselves. So I never used that type of a tool, and I don't really have it like a, I never had it. But then I just bought one, and I'm using it in my craft room to be honest. So here you can see how I'm making my bow. I'm just trying to make it as pretty as I can in my hands and secure it with the wire, and that way it's all even and it just looks perfect. I think this is a best way, at least for me, to tie a bow. Like, well, I'm not tying it, I'm just securing with the wire, but you know what I mean. I'm sorry if I'm trying to find my words, but it's super early in the morning. I just woke up. It's after 5 o'clock, and my boys are still sleeping, and I'm just trying to, start my day, make everything what I have to. I still got a couple orders to cook, and I'm just trying to be as fast as possible so I could upload the video and then work on the card order. And I'm hoping to get it done before my son will wake up. He usually sleeps like till 6:30, so I still got 2.5 hours. So this is me trying to rush and find the words, so I'm sorry if the video is not like my voiceover is just like odd today, and I'm just like jumping, and not everything is just like nicely prepared what I want to say. So here you can see I've got a whole bunch of the different leaves from the different dies, and I'm just trying to arrange everything nicely. And I really happy how this I've choose some few of the green pastel color as well, just to add some additional interest, because I think this green color is nicely pop up and just gives the a drop of life into the card, which was needed, because it was just looking blunt. I mean, it's very nice and it's very lovely design. It's just I feel that this little of the greenery arrangement on the side is just something which is it was needed. And here I'm trying to find the perfect placement for the sentiment. And I will do another thing which I really love, is just creating a fishtail on the one side and glue it as that kind of a curvy banner, which also adds a lot of a dimension. And I'm trying to tackle it in between in the circle frame, so this is why I'm trying to cut the shape from one side, just so I could use it that way, and it's hide nicely in that frame, so you cannot really see that it was added later on. It looks like it was there before I glued the frame. And it's just a matter of adjusting the length of this banner, so it's not gonna be longer than the card, and it will fit nicely in a box. I still got a few minutes left, and I want to take this opportunity to say, as always, huge thank you everyone for being here, for watching my videos. I hope you enjoy them, and I hope this is something like brings you a value. And I'm not anywhere like specialist. I'm just sharing my cards, my ideas, maybe just to inspire some of you. And sometimes I like to share the useful tips I've discovered over this few years I'm doing the cards. But I hope you enjoy them, and this is something like could inspire you to make your own projects. And if you decide to make something like you got inspiration, please share it with me. Just leave me a comment in the comment section below, leave me a link to your work. I would love to go on your account and see your project as well. And if you're making a videos yourself, just let me know. I would love to subscribe to your channel and see what you're coming up with. I know I'm not doing it as often as I would love to, because right now I'm struggling with the time, with everything. I'm just like busy, and that's another thing I want to apologize you all for. I know you sometimes like message me, send me some nice comments or messages, and I'm really bad with replying with it, and I'll do that, I'm promising. I want you to know that all these messages, they just touch my heart, and I feel so blessed and thankful for having you all in my life. It's just this crazy time, everything at once. Obviously, as you may know, I stay home with a little baby. He's not much little now because he's 2 year old. He's still little baby, but he's totally like movable all around the place, and I kind of really like left him on his own. And once my husband is at work, I'm staying home with him, so it takes all my day basically. So I don't have as much time for crafting as I had when he was little and he was taking 3-4 naps a day. I had like this quick time I could pop in for half an hour or something. But now he's up all days, and like yesterday he didn't even had single nap, so during a daytime, so there was no crafting for me at all. And then I'm also working on the weekends, and I'm also making the cards. I'm selling them, make the personalized order. So not everything I'm showing, because lots of the stuff I'm making there are in the photos, with the photos or things like that. So I'm not always like sharing every project I'm making. But I just want you to know that thank you so much for your messages, for being here, and for subscribing, for your likes and messages. It's just I'm really trying to do everything at once, and I promise I will get back to your messages. So thank you so much, my friends. And what else I could tell you? And this is a crazy time in my life. I also the card I was making, this wedding card, I actually made it like almost 2 months ago. This is the first time I'm having a chance to actually work and edit the video, because I've decided my phone is really full with the videos. I'm having a lots of more other project coming, especially now when I join the design team for the Craft O'Clock. I need to get rid of all those cards I was making before, like the video footage. So I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible, so I could get room for creating even more videos. I'm thinking of buying a camera, but right now it's just out of my budget. I mean, I do have a couple other bits on my shopping list before I will be able to make to purchase the camera. Especially, I don't want to like buy something cheap. If I want to invest, I want to make a proper investment. So besides, I'm still learning filming. It's a kind of new skill for me. I'm still trying to I'm just making my first steps, because I'm having this YouTube channel for just about a year. Well, it was a year not long ago. I think I've made a post on the Facebook that it was 1 year anniversary of me having a YouTube channel. But I'm not skilled in recording and editing videos or anything like that, so this is kind of new for me. I hope you enjoyed them, and once again, I want to wish you all a wonderful day, And stay blessed, my friend. Enjoy crafting, and whatever you do in your life, just I'm hoping that that will bring you a joy and a fulfillment. So once again, have a lovely day. Stay blessed, Marta.